Story with Bob Dotson is a new twist on retirement. This country has 250,000 doctors and 2 million nurses who no longer practice medicine, even though many are still young enough to do so. But a South Carolina man has found a way to lure some of them back to work.
Every town has a guy who dances to a different beat. Hilton Head has Dr. Jack McConnell.
Oops.
He tries to fit in, but
I never got so bored in my life playing golf.
So bored, he began to notice the army of people who work on Hilton Head. 6,000 who preen this paradise could rarely afford to see a doctor.
And we're going to hop up on this right here.
Until Jack McConnell moved here 2 decades ago.
One more time.
He had planned to retire.
All finished.
All ready to go.
Turn loose of the stethoscope there.
But the past 15 years, Dr. McConnell has been treating the island's poor for free.
Believe it or not, they live there. Robert Frost said that every poem starts with a lump in the throat. And in some ways, that's how this project started, was with a lump in the throat.
And an eye not blind to need.
How do you do?
There was too much need.
We're pleased to have you here.
So Jack started recruiting other retired physicians.
Are you happy just doing this every day?
At first, doctors were reluctant. Few were licensed to practice in South Carolina. Some were worried they'd get sued and lose their life savings. So Dr. McConnell persuaded lawmakers to waive those licensing fees and got cheap insurance that would cover everyone working in such clinics. Soon, there will be 60 all across the country.
You're not a lobbyist. You're not a politician.
No.
How'd you get this done?
If you don't try to tell people what to do and let them take the credit for it, you get a lot done.
Don't move.
Especially now, with 330 volunteers by his side.
How you doing, George?
Doctors and nurses of all kinds. Enough help to take pressure off the local emergency room, where most poor people used to go.
If they saved us just 4,000 or 5,000 visits a year, that's a significant economic impact.
You know why you're here today?
But how safe are these older doctors?
I can't hear you.
Frank Bowen, the full-time medical director, double-checks their work.
2/3 of our physicians were medical school faculty, so they not only are learners, but they're the teachers of other physicians.
That's why I'm talking about maybe I shouldn't come in anymore, but he says, now you're doing fine.
George Toporoff, a pediatrician, is 81.
Oh boy, I'll bet that hurts. That is so red. Oh my goodness. Let me get out. Yes, that hurts a lot.
The clinic does more than patch up poor people. Doctors here have the time to get to know patients as friends.
George? That's my name, George.
It brings the two communities together in a way that I don't think they've ever communicated before.
What is his name? Jose.
The other day, Celia Benitez was having some hard times, even though she works 6 jobs. The volunteers helped her out. Now, after work, her entire family cleans the clinic.
It's my second home.
Your second home?
Yes. Every day coming this place.
It's not where you come from or where you're going, but who you help along the way that makes the difference in your life.
You learned this approach to life around your childhood dinner table.
Every night after my father would say the blessing, he would ask us, what have you done for someone today? If you had nothing to say, pass the gravy and get on eating. But if you did, you're the hero of the night.
Jack McConnell has lost a lot of retirement time doing all this, but found, deep within himself, the person he wanted to be.
How you doing?
For today, Bob Dotson, NBC News, with an American story on Hilton Head Island, South Carolina.